Well, um, hope you're not bored of the videos that I posted previously, because it's the time end of the year, and I just want to post as much stuff I can for the end of this year. So this video is different, non-music, non-nature related, is more towards my car. So you guys realize that I leased a hot 2020 Honda Civic last year in June. I leased it for 3.5 years. So I still have the car. It's about 21,000 kilometers on it. I love the car. I really do like the car. I don't regret not financing it. I leased it. I have winter tires. I've done uh, exterior mods on it. Nothing that really changes the car, but I've added a roof spoiler, the window vents, the side vents and stuff like that. Red tape on the top to make it like look like a red car, sports car. Like it's a 2020 Honda Civic Sport in gunmetal gray or whatever it's called. I like the car. It's 2 liter naturally aspirated 4 cylinder, so it's not the fastest car on the road, even though it's a sport model. So driving it, first of all, is really nice. It drives smooth. It's okay. I have no issues with it, even though the staff at Honda's saying that you should do this to your brakes and whatnot. But no, it's good on gas. That's the main thing. Because I'm going to work every day. You're hauling, not you're not hauling anybody or anything. But if I have visitors or guests, I would bring that and they'd be okay. But if they have tall passengers or probably not a good idea to buy a Honda Civic. It's good for young people like me, or young people in general. You get you buy that for sporty driving, fast driving, cruising around the city. I wouldn't recommend it if you're gonna start have a family, or if you're hauling things around. You got stuff. You know, if you're gonna use it as a utility vehicle, don't even bother think of getting that car. If you're gonna use it as a race car, I wouldn't get the 2 liter naturally aspirated. Maybe go for like the SI or something. But now, of course, because the 2020 is the 10th gen, now they're out with the 2022 models. So yeah, if you're gonna get a race car, get the SI. Don't really rely on that engine. But yeah. So basically, I like the car. It's reliable. It's good. Drives well. It's smooth. No issues because it's a Honda. I like how it looks. It's a black grill. They updated it for 2019, and I got it for 2020. Now I leased it. Now, if you go on the internet, there's a lot of people say don't lease. It's not a good idea to lease. Um, but I leased it for variety of reasons. I could have financed it, but I leased it because I wanted to save money. I don't pay too much on that. Um, I put a down payment. I put a big down payment on that. Well, big for me at least. The the car was over 30 grand, like total MSRP. I put a down payment. The payments on my car are not true. Not doesn't really they're bi-weekly payments. They don't really bust the bank or anything like that. They're very good. Um, the interest rate was like a 0.99 or something like that. I could live with that. It's a lease. It's not too much, And then there's like wear and tear and stuff like that. I do take good care of my cars. I don't drive it hard or anything like that. I drive very slow. I maintain it well when it needs to get an oil change. If I gotta do this, I gotta do that. It's Yeah. I basically do all that stuff. Um, at least because you know cheaper bi-weekly payments. Because if I financed it, I'm pretty sure that the lease payments I'm paying now would be doubled, if not even more. I don't think you should pay that much for a car. I know some people will buy it out, but I had some people tell me just why you lease, just go buy the car if you can't afford it. Why you. But to me, it's about investment. I can use that money for other things like property. Um, you buy a If I bought that car 30 grand, cash, I go out of the dealership. I will lose 30 grand right there, and I probably lose like $2,000-3,000 just by driving it off the lot. So that's probably not a very smart financial. Like money doesn't grow on trees for me. You got to work for your money. But I got it. The only thing about the lease is that you have to return it in the way that it came. So obviously you got to fix all those dents and stuff. But I think I have something for that. I believe I do have something for that. That'll cover at the end of the lease. Um, and you got to be up to date with your oil changes and stuff like maintenance. Make sure that it's okay. I keep the car's interior clean. I clean it. I clean the leather, the fabric. Make sure nothing's ripped. I do have maybe some scratches on it, but nothing that can't be fixed. Just if you're gonna lease a car, you should be driving it very carefully. Don't get into an accident. Hopefully not. Knock on wood. Maintain the interior. Make it look nice. Smell nice. Yeah, that's what I can say. I leased a car just to have cheap payments because I'm not really interested in having like I'm gonna pay $200 for a Honda Civic bi-weekly. I don't even pay anywhere close to that because I think the interest rates for financing, I could be wrong, they could be a much more expensive than if I were to lease it. So of course I'm gonna lease it. Now I do have a plan where like if I do like the car, I could buy it out because the buyout of the car is to me is not too expensive. Now the lease will end I believe December 2023. Uh, that's I leased it for 3.5 years from June 2020. So maybe around that time. But these car companies they always have these deals where you can break out the lease early and just get a new one. So if they have something like that where they'll buy out my lease and then I go get a new car from Honda, who knows? I would be interested in something like that. Cuz the thing about the 10th gen, I've been wanting that car, that model since I was in college. I like the design of it, the grill, the headlights, daytime running lights, the way how the body lines, how it's aggressive. It's what I look for in a car. Now no disrespect to the 2022 but Civic, but I don't like that style. It's more of like a sedan to me. The hatchback to me just looks horrendous. I don't know what Honda was thinking. I won't be surprised if they just get if this generation doesn't last that long because the tenth gen lasted 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's a good 5 years. So it just goes to show how much people really like that car. But we'll see what happens with this car. But yeah, but the interior is the issue with that car because it looks very very dated. Like the 16 to 18 Civics, they had the touchscreen and they didn't have the buttons. They didn't have the volume knob. But when in 19 they added the volume knob and I think they added Honda sensing and all those features from the base model and above. They do have buttons for navigation. I don't have navigation on my model, but they got buttons, which to me I'm thinking yeah, this is pretty helpful. But the UI of the interior of that entertainment system is very slow. It's well not very slow, but it's not as fast as the new ones, the Accords. The UI just looks very plain. It doesn't look like up to date with 2021, and I bought in 2020. I think there should be. It would be nice if they could like update it or something like that. But no, I bought it mostly just for the exterior because I always see it on the road and I always got a little jealous of other people. I'm like, wow, that's a nice car. But yeah, if you look for a car, I would recommend a Honda Civic. It's affordable. Good on the gas is the important thing. It's the important. It's and also what I liked about it too was it's small. It's well not too small, but it's it's easy to park and it's easy to get into small spaces because I was driving the Nissan Rogue before and then it's an SUV. It's good for if you have passengers, but um, when you're going through tight parking spots like I do, you don't really want to be driving big trucks, big SUVs. You want to be in a uh, sm- small car, which is what I prefer because I like the handling. Because the Civic's handling is very good. Like I don't be front wheel drive with. I don't feel like I'm gonna tip over when I'm making sharp corners. I never had winter tires before, but I bought them last year when I got it. It's very helpful. Like you step on the brake, and you really brake. Like you don't really slide. Because when I was driving without winter tires, you could really slide and you get. I've gotten stuck before with all season tires, but the winter tires, I never got stuck. Of course, you just gotta be careful. But yeah, those are the things I like about my Civic. That and the things I don't like about it. I mean, they have some good features. The Honda sensing. Now, now they have this thing where they have the Honda Lane Watch. I wish they would have that, and I wish they would have added for my generation the blind spot monitoring, because I think most cars have that now. And I also wish they added like the turn signal indicators on the mirrors, because most cars have them as like a safety feature too. But and I don't have navigation now. I have Apple CarPlay, but it'd be nice to have navigation on the sport model. The sport model in Canada is right under the touring model, so I can't get navigation unless I get the touring. Which the touring it didn't have the center exhaust or rear diffuser or black spoiler or the steel pedals, which the sport does, which I like because it sort of mimics the SI. But yeah, yeah, those are the things I like and dislike about my car. Yeah, thanks for watching.